The smoke knows my name better than the crowd. It never speaks too much, it never gets too loud. Every chair remembers someone who moved on. Every empty glass still hums an old sad song. I came dressed in black, not to mourn the past, only to remind myself that nothing ever lasts. The lights were low enough to hide a weary face, but not low enough to hide disgrace. A man grows older, one midnight at a time, one slow heartbeat, one slow line. Smoke knows my name, calls me just the same, through every broken prayer and every empty chair. If I leave before the dawn, don't say that I've gone wrong. Just let the guitar sing the truth about everything. The upright bass kept walking by my side, like the faithful friend I never had in life. The room kept turning, but the night stood still. Some wounds don't fade, they simply lose their will. I watched a stranger raise a quiet toast to every dream that died without a ghost. He smiled at me like we had always known. Some lonely roads I never walked alone. The richest man can still go home in chains, the poorest soul may dance beneath the rain. It's not the money resting in your hand, it's how you carry who you are as a man. Smoke knows my name, long after fortune changed, long after voices fade, and all the bets are paid. When these tired hands release the strings, and silence claims the songs I sing, leave my hat beside the flame. The smoke will still remember my name. hides the cracks beneath the glow. Every stranger wears a smile, only sorrow seems to know. The band plays low and easy, like a heartbeat dressed in blue. Every note comes back around with a little piece of you. I don't fear the coming dawn. I've already outlived the storm. Pour the night into my glass, let the old world slowly pass. I don't need a brighter sky. I've made peace with my goodbye. If these walls could sing my name, they'd whisper softly, not proclaim. A gentleman leaves no excuse, only echoes, only blues. There's a photograph still fading in the pocket of my coat. Every crease another chapter, every tear another note. Some men measure life by fortune, some by battles that they win. I count mine in quiet moments no one else has ever seen. Strongest steel is never loud, it bends before it breaks. The deepest rivers never boast, they simply carve their way. Pour the night into my glass, this may be my final pass. Still I'll meet it standing tall, without regret at all. When the room falls into silence and the candles lose their flame, leave one slow guitar behind to remember a gentleman without a name. The bottle called the candlelight like a confession in the dark of night. Every sip erased a different face, but never washed away disgrace. A gentleman in a tailored coat still carried scars beneath his throat. You can hide a blade behind a smile, not the miles behind your eyes. Some hearts beat louder after midnight. Some truths only breathe without the light. Whiskey never lies to me. It burns exactly where it should be. No sweet words, no disguise, only fire behind these tired eyes. If love was gold, I spent it all listening to the devil's call. Now every note this old guitar cries reminds me whiskey never lies. The room was dressed in velvet smoke. Every laugh arrived already broke. The saxophone from somewhere deep played for promises we couldn't keep. My shadow leaned against the wall, the oldest friend I've known at all. It never judged the things I'd done, it simply stayed when all were gone. Don't build a monument for me, stone forgets eventually. Leave a melody instead where lonely souls can rest Whiskey never lies, my friend. It knows how every story ends. With one last drink, one final chord, one silent night without a word. When these worn out hands release the strings, the darkness won't remember kings. But somewhere in this midnight sky, the lonely blues will still survive. Dressed in amber smoke, like it hadn't slept in years. Every bottle line the wall held a lifetime full of tears. I loosened up my collar slow, sat where the shadows fall. Some men come to hide their sins, I came to lose them all. You can hear the truth when the room gets still enough Every king leaves quietly. No trumpet sounds, no symphony. Just one last glass held to the light, one last song against the night. No throne survives the passing years. No crown outlives a single tear. When all that's left is flesh and bone, a man walks home alone. The guitar bent a lonely note that hung like smoke above the floor. It knew every mile I'd walked and every locked and broken door. The bass rolled deep beneath my feet like a train through midnight rain, keeping time with every scar. I never tried to explain. Don't envy men with polished shoes. They've danced across their share of blues. The finest suit can't hide the cost of every soul we've loved and lost. Every king leaves quietly. The night writes no obituary, simply lets the silence stay where pride has slipped away. When my chair is empty someday and another takes my place, let this old blues carry my name. Like smoke, no one can ever truly chase. There's one more chair beside the bar. No one asks who it's waiting for. Dust and smoke have learned its name. Night after night, it's still the same. The bartender pours without a word, like silence is the only prayer he's heard. Every bottle on that shelf knows well, some stories never need to tell. The room grows still when memory walks in. Leave one more chair for the lonely. Leave one more light burning low. Some hearts never stop returning to places only shadows know. If I sing a little softer, it's not because I've lost my pride. I've just learned that broken echoes never leave your side. The mirror caught these tired eyes, full of truths and polished lies. A younger man looked back at me, someone I used to be. The band played slow, the night leaned near. Every note rang sharp and clear. The guitar answered every line. like an old friend keeping time. The finest suits grow thin with age, the strongest hands begin to shake, but dignity is stitched inside the choices that we make. Leave one more chair for the lonely when the house is closing down. Raise no monument above me, lay no flowers on the ground. Just let a slow guitar keep singing long after I'm out of sight. So another weary stranger might find a little peace in the middle of the night. Cold rain settled on my coat like a promise left unsaid. The street was empty but for ghosts walking where the living bled. The club was breathing soft and low behind a curtain dressed in blue. One guitar cried a single note like it already knew. Every mile behind these shoes still follows me home. I'm a long way from mercy tonight, still walking straight beneath dim lights. I've lost more than I'll ever claim, but I never sold my name. Let the whiskey do the sting, let the six strings do the talking. If redemption misses this soul door, the blues will love me just a little more. The lady's laugh drifted through the haze, then vanished with the pouring rain. Some memories don't fade with time, they simply learn another name. The bass kept moving like a train, rolling slow through heart and bone. Every beat said, hold your ground, you were never meant to run. The finest men don't fear the dark, they fear the light they left behind. A quiet heart can carry storms without surrendering its pride. I'm a long way from mercy tonight, but I'm closer to the truth. Every scar has found its place, every lie has lost its youth. When the room falls still at closing time, and the last slow note is gone, leave my glass beside the flame. Velvet has the oldest scars, better than the finest stars. Crystal glasses catch the flame, but every night tastes just the same. A slow blue whisper fills the room, perfume dancing with the gloom. Every shadow knows my face, every silence keeps my place. No need to ask what brought me here, the answer's living in the air. I've been carrying the weight of velvet, soft as sin, heavy as stone. Every mile beneath these polished shoes has taught me how to walk alone. If mercy comes, I'll pour her a drink. If sorrow stays, she'll have a seat. Either way, this heart still beats to a slow, dark blues beneath my feet. A woman laughed across the room, like springtime blooming out of June. She disappeared before the dawn, leaving only her perfume on. The bartender just wiped the bar like he was polishing old scars. He looked my way, then looked aside. Some stories never need to be told twice. The moon don't judge the weary man, it only lights the road ahead. The night don't ask what you've become, it simply walks where others fled. Since my younger days burn bright, trading pieces of tomorrow for another borrowed night. When the bottle's dry and the room grows still, when the guitar sings against my will, leave one low note hanging free, like the last good part of a man like me. Black tie, blue soul, that's the way I cross the door. A pocket full of yesterday, couldn't carry anymore. The room was wrapped in candlelight, soft enough to hide the years. Every face wore borrowed joy. Every drink concealed its tears. The night don't care who you once were, only who you are right now. Black tie, blue soul, a heart that's weathered, never sold. Smoke and rain, still I rise to sing again. If tomorrow takes my name, he won't erase the flame. Leave my shadow by the stage, where the blues outlive the age. A slow fan turned above the room, like time refusing to move on. The bartender filled my glass before I knew it was gone. The guitar answered every line with a cry too deep for words. Some truths don't need a witness, they only need to be heard. Silver hair and steady hands know what restless youth forgets. A man becomes the road he walks, not the fortune that he gets. Black tie, blue soul, still standing when the night's grown old. No applause to lift me high, no excuse to wonder why. When the last chord meets the silence and the candles lose their glow, leave one empty glass upon the bar for the man only the blues could ever know. The door swung wide, the room stood still, like every ghost had paid the bill. A slow blue flame, a crystal glass. Another night too proud to pass. The bartender just tipped his head. No questions asked, no words were said. He knows a man by how he sighs, not by the stories in his eyes. Every silence has a sound. If you stay long enough around, Midnight wears my name tonight, tailored black beneath the light. Every scar stitched into my soul made a broken man stand whole. I don't run, I don't hide, I let the darkness walk beside. When the last slow chord is through, the night will know I made it too. A lady danced with empty air, like someone lost was still right there. The record spun, the glasses shine, time left everyone behind. My hands grew older than my face, still they carried quiet grace. Steel and velvet, ash and wine, all became this heart of mine. No judge can weigh the life I've known, no king can claim a borrowed throne. The strongest oak survives the storm, because it learned to slowly bend. Midnight wears my name tonight, no applause can make it right. Still I stand where shadows fall, answering no one at all. Let the guitar speak once more for me, where words surrender gracefully. When dawn arrives without a sound, leave my footprints in this sacred smoky ground.
The room went quiet when I closed the door. No need for thunder, I've been here before. Every glass was trembling in a gentleman's hand, 'cause silence signs the deals no law could understand. Ash on my fingers, blood under my name. Every victory always smells the same. You count your soldiers, I count who remains. Kings wear expensive suits to hide their chains. Don't mistake my kindness for surrender tonight. A wolf walks slower when he's choosing the fight. Raise your glass to the smoke in the air. Every ghost I buried still sitting there. No crown shines burns brighter than a conscience gone cold. The richest man alive can still die alone. Let the whiskey burn like yesterday's sins. Luck never loved me, I taught it to win. When the lights grow dim and the band plays low, the smoke remembers everything I don't. A polished shoe can step through broken dreams. Nothing's ever quite the way it seems. Gold in the pocket, iron in the soul. Some men chase heaven, I collect control. Mother said mercy could soften the night. Father said never look fear in the eyes. Now both their voices echo through the haze, keeping my hand steady all these days. If tomorrow writes my name in black, don't waste your tears trying to bring me back. Every empire built beneath the moon learns that dawn always comes too soon. The guitar cries what my lips conceal. Steel may rust, but the scars still heal. If destiny knocks wearing polished shoes, tell her I've already paid my dues. Raise your glass to the smoke in the air. Every promise broken, still floating there. No bullet flies faster than a whisper lie. Some men survive while the legends die. Leave my chair where the shadows fall. A king owns nothing when he owns it all. When the last note fades and the night's complete, only the smoke knows who I used to be. No prayers, no excuses, just another night where gentlemen smile and devils keep their word. Match burned down between my hands, like every promise, every plan. The room stood quiet, dressed in gray. Another night to give away. Old oak carried whiskey stains, along with years that time couldn't tame. No one here was dressed to lose, only hiding different truths. The coldest steel is forged in flame. The quietest man remembers every name. Walk easy, let the darkness lead. Power grows when no one's seen. Every heartbeat marks its claim. Every scar forgets the pain. Leave the smoke to hide my face. Time will never win this race. face. He counted cards, I counted years, measured life in doubts and fears. Outside the rain rehearsed goodbye. Silver rivers crossed the sky. Inside the base refused to sleep, holding secrets buried deep. Luck belongs to passing trains on a stage where nothing remains. Walk easy, let the darkness lead. Silence gives a man what he needs. Every whisper bends like wire, cooling down another fire. Raise no glass above your head. Drink to those the night is kept. When the final backbeat falls, only echoes fill these halls. The mirror offered one last glance, a man who never trusted chance. Every wrinkle, every line signed its name beneath the time. The guitar answered low and slow, speaking truths I'd never told. One long note refused to fade, like a debt that time still made. Walk easy, don't outrun the night. Some victories don't need the light. Every kingdom turns to dust. Only character earns our trust. Leave my chair against the wall. Don't remember me at all. Just let the smoke drift toward the dawn, like I was never truly gone. One last ember, one last chord, one last chord. The room falls silent, the city keeps breathing, and somewhere beyond the morning rain, another gentleman keeps walking. The room stood still before I crossed the floor, like it had heard my footsteps once before. No introductions, no need for names. Tonight we're all pretending we're the same. A cigarette burned slow beside my glass, watching another midnight come to pass. Every gentleman knows when not to speak. The strongest cards belong to those who keep. Patience wears a sharper blade than pride. The longest road is walked from the inside. Hold your fire, let the silence breathe. Truth grows strongest underneath. Every shadow knows the shape I cast. Some things are built to outlast the past. Raise your glass, but never lose your aim. Honor weighs much more than fame. When the smoke climbs into midnight blue, the night decides what's false and true. Old oak tables carried whispered wars. Every scratch remembered who they were for. Velvet curtains hid the city's cries, while fortune changed beneath familiar eyes. A silver watch refused to race the dawn, knowing every kingdom carries on. The finest suit can't hide a restless soul. Every polished boot has crossed hot coals. The loudest thread is quickly gone. A quiet man lives longest after dawn. Hold your fire, let the silence breathe. Steel bends slower than belief. Every promise carved into the night is measured by the morning light. Leave one chair beside the flame for every friend who never came. When the last slow note hangs in the air, only ghosts remember who was there. I never asked the moon for grace, only enough darkness to keep my place. The mirror offered no applause, only the weight of forgotten laws. A lonely guitar answered every sigh, holding notes that refuse to die. If destiny knocks upon this door, she'll find I've been expecting her before. Hold your fire, keep your word. Power strongest when unheard. Every empire turns to dust, only character survives the rust. Leave the bottle where it stands, don't explain what no one understands. When the lights grow thin and the band plays low, a gentleman leaves before they know. No farewell, no victory song, just polished shoes. A fading ember and the sound of another promise disappearing into the smoke. The door swung shut without a sound, like it knew who wore the crown. Every suit was cut to hide the wars a gentleman keeps inside. Mahogany and candlelight, whiskey breathing through the night. Nobody moved without a reason, nobody survived by pleading. You don't earn respect with louder words, you earn it when the room goes still. Let the smoke decide my fate. I've never asked the night to wait. Every heartbeat knows the cost Must every victory leave something lost? Pour it slow, don't break the spell. Heaven's quiet, so is hell. When the final card is laid, only character remains. The city dressed in rain again, hiding saints among the damned. Street lamps carve the pavement gold, but every story ended cold. A silver watch kissed midnight twice. Time collects its sacrifice. The richest man can own the land, but never hold tomorrow's hand. The strongest oath is never signed. It's carried in a steady mind. Let the smoke decide my fate. Truth arrives a little late. Every promise made in flame leaves another hidden name. Raise no flag above my head. Leave the silence there instead. When the band forgets my song, the night will quietly play along. Guitar bent one lonely cry, like it refused to say goodbye. If the devil saved me one last chance, I'd not politely meet him there. Not his enemies, not his friends, just two old men who know how stories end. Let the smoke decide my fate. Some doors only open late. Every shadow wears my stride. Every scar became my guide. Leave the bottle where it stands. No excuses, no last plans. When the lights surrender to the blue, the smoke will remember me. Long after you. No headlines, no confession, only the click of a lighter in the dark. A slow pair of footsteps, another gentleman. Another evening dressed in black and gold. The fire burned but never chased the cold. Every eye was measuring my breath, like they were placing bets on death. A polished cane leaned by the wall, watching giants rise and fall. No one spoke above a whisper's weight. The strongest men arrived too late. Don't ask where the good men go. Even heaven keeps the score below. your seat, the house always waits. Every man arrives carrying his fate. The cards don't lie, they simply reveal the way the gentleman refuses to feel. Raise your glass, but guard your soul. Power always comes with a toll. When the smoke wraps tight around the room, even kings must answer to the gloom. The bartender poured another truth, older than the dreams of youth. Every bottle on the shelf could tell how close ambition walks with hell. Gold cufflinks caught the fading light, like stars surrendering tonight. Every fortune wears a borrowed name. Every victory feeds the flame. A quiet man can shake the earth without proving what he's worth. Take your seat, the house always waits. Every promise rusts beneath the weight. No applause for the man who wins, only silence counting all his sins. Every toast tastes bittersweet. Every triumph ends on tired feet. When the band plays low and the lights burn thin, the night remembers where you've been. The mirror held a younger face, still untouched by power's grace. He believed the world was fair before the smoke became his air. Now the guitar cries instead of me, long blue notes of memory. One slow bend, one final sigh, enough to make the bravest lie. Don't fear the end. Even wolves outlive their friends. Leave no roses on my stone. A gentleman walks the dark alone. If tomorrow speaks my name, let it carry neither pride nor blame. Just pour one drink and leave one light for the man who bargained with the night. Closes, the glass empties, the city keeps breathing, and somewhere beneath the velvet sky, a gentleman disappears without a sound. Above the bar, burn like a tired midnight star. The room knew better than to ask what kind of man still wore the past. The whiskey settled dark and slow, like every truth I'd come to know. No applause for what I've done, only another setting sun. The strongest walls are built within, not from stone, but quiet discipline
plan. Leave the night exactly as it came, without excuses, without blame. Every shadow knows my stride. I got nothing left to hide. Let the guitar cry my name, one slow note through ash and flame. When the smoke begins to rise, it carries every compromise. The cards lay still upon the field, like promises nobody else dealt. A silver ring caught candlelight, then disappeared back into night. Outside, the rain erased the streets. Inside, the bass became my heartbeat. Every stranger wore a smile, measured by another mile. You don't command respect with fear. You earn it when the end draws near. Leave the night exactly as it came, without a winner to proclaim. Every scar beneath the skin reminds me where I've always been. Raise no glass above your head, drink to those no longer here instead. When the final chorus fades away, honor is the only thing that stays. I've shaken hands with luck before. She never stayed beyond the door. So I learned to trust the weight of patience standing next to fate. The guitar bent against the blue, singing what I never could. One long cry, one final flame, enough to make the silence speak my name. Leave the night exactly as it came. Quiet hearts don't chase the fame. Every kingdom built on pride falls before the turning tide. Leave my coat upon the chair, let the smoke replace me there. When dawn unlocks the fading sky, don't ask where I went, just know I walked out standing. No headlines, no handshakes, only an empty glass, a dying ember, and a gentleman who left with his name intact.
Before I did, washing names the night it hid, velvet walls and amber fire. Every glance was pulling wild. My shadow reached across the floor, like it settled scores before. No one rushed to steal the air. Even pride knew better there. A loaded gun can end a life. A quiet word can end a dynasty. Don't mistake my calm for mercy. Steel is silent when it's worthy. Every heartbeat knows its place. Every king must keep his face. Pour the bourbon, dim the room. Let the guitar chase the gloom. When the smoke begins to climb, the truth arrives right on time. The bartender kept polishing glass, watching another midnight pass. He'd seen fortunes rise and fall without saying much at all. The cards were resting face to face, like old enemies sharing space. Nobody blinked, nobody smiled. The room had learned to stay compiled. Power doesn't pace the floor, it waits beside the closing door. Don't mistake my call for mercy. Some debts grow deeper every year. Every promise carved in stone follows every man back home. Raise no cheer for borrowed fame. Ashes never keep a name. When the snare cuts through the blue, the night decides what's left of you. I watched good men lose their way, one compromise at a time each day. The mirror never called me brave, only asked what I could say. The guitar bent against the dark, holding one unbroken spark. One slow cry, one final flame, still too proud to speak my name. Don't mistake my calm for mercy. I've survived what broke the worthy. Every shadow knows my stride. Every scar became my guide. Leave my head beside the chair, leave the smoke to fill the air. When the first light finds this place, it won't find me, only the echo of a gentleman who never had to prove he was one. No farewell, no surrender, just the click of a lighter, the burn of good whiskey and footsteps fading into a city that never remembers names. Only reputations. Only reputations. first bell rang, the room fell still. A gentleman survives by iron will. Crystal glasses caught the dying light, like little stars surrendering to the night. My reflection wore a borrowed grin, hiding all the woes beneath my skin. Every handshake carried silent doubt, knowing none of us were getting out. You can buy a throne of polished gold, but not a heart that never folds. Keep your voice where the fire burns low. The strongest rivers never need to show. Every shadow follows where I stand, not because they fear me, they understand. Raise your glass to the nights we've lost. Every kingdom has its cost. When the smoke writes circles in the air, only quiet men are still standing there. The dealer dealt with careful hands, like he was measuring forgotten plans. One black ace beneath his sleeve, another reason not to believe. The rain kept tapping on the window pane, like an old friend calling my name outside. The city chased the dawn inside, another soul was gone. Luck is faithful to no man alive, only discipline survives. Keep your voice where the fire burns low. The deepest wounds are the ones we never show. Every promise echoes through the years, long after laughter disappears. Leave my chair beside the wall, where the light is faint and shadows fall. If tomorrow asks where I've been, tell it I was learning how to win. Buried pride beneath this coat, and stitched resolve into every fold. The guitar cried one endless line, like old regrets refusing time. If mercy ever called my name, she came too late to change the game. Now every note I leave behind is another scar the world can find. Keep your voice where the fire burns low. Let the silence steal the show. Every legend fades from view, only character carries through. When the bottle holds its final drop, and every heartbeat seems to stop, leave the door unlocked tonight. Some gentlemen still walk with the night. No witness, no reward, only the rhythm of polished shoes, and a soul too stubborn to kneel. Blue door closed softly behind my back. City rain on the window, cufflinks black. A low-lit room and a polished bar, holding hush a fading star. I took the seat by the far left wall, where the shadows lean and the voices fall. Then the guitar sent one slow reply to the part of me that still asks why. I keep it measured, I keep it neat. Some wounds learn rhythm instead of sleep. The blue door closed softly tonight, on old desire in a narrow light. Deep voice, steady, cool but warm, living clean through a hot storm torn. She left her trace in the smoking wood. Now every low chord sounds too good, and the whole room bends when the backbeat moves. The blue door closed softly. The upright bass held close to the kick, heavy and warm but cut precise and thick. Snare came down on 2 and 4, like hard-earned truth on a private floor. Ghost notes slipped under the tailored beat, small dark sparks beneath my feet. Road stayed low like distant thunder, then filled out wide when the chorus opened under. I don't ask mercy, I don't ask long, I let the 6th string finish the song. The blue door closed softly tonight, on old desire in a narrow light. Deep voice, steady, cool but warm, living clean through a hot storm torn. She left her trace in the smoking wood. Now every low chord sounds too good, and the whole room bends when the backbeat moves. The blue door closed softly. One long bend from the center flame, felt like loss with a custom name. No wild exit, no broken frame, just a dark red room and a careful pain. If love had class, it left that fast. Now all I trust is the snare in glass. The blue door closed softly tonight, while old heat burned in the amber light. Baritone lifted firm and slow, holding steady where the cold winds blow. She took the softness, left the stain. Now every deep note brings the rain, and the last chord hangs like a tailored truth. The blue door closed softly. Blue door, low room, midnight smooth. A man can lose and still look cool, but every now and then the shadows prove. The blue door closed softly. Black rain on velvet shoes, streetlight fading into blue. I walking slow, like a man who knows some doors close and never move. Low room, red glow, whiskey neat. Oh, ghosts breathe in with the beat. That six-string side cuts through the air like a secret too sharp to keep. I don't talk much, I let the silence show. Some hearts go cold, but still burn low. Black rain on velvet shoes tonight, deep blue sorrow under dim gold light. Calm voice, slow flame, hand steady still, trying to outrun what I always feel. She left like smoke, clean and thin, but the night kept circling back again. And every shadow in this room rings true. Black rain on velvet shoes. Her black bass moves dark and deep, like a promise I could never keep. Kick lands hard, snare holds firm, a private ache in a tailored world. Roads stay low like a warning sign, soft and heavy behind each line. And the guitar answers when I pause, like it knows where the damage lies. I don't ask why, I don't chase the end, I wear my pain like a second skin. Black rain on velvet shoes tonight, deep blue sorrow under dim gold light. Calm voice, slow flame, hand steady still, trying to outrun what I always feel. She left like smoke, clean and thin, but the night kept circling back again. And every shadow in this room rings true. Black rain on velvet shoes. One long note bends through the dark like a match held close to a tired heart. No grand goodbye, no broken scene, just an empty glass and a space between. If love was fire, it burned with style. Now all that's left is the after smile. Black rain on velvet shoes tonight, old wounds shining in the low-lit night. Deep baritone, cool and controlled, covering embers that still won't fold. She took the warmth, left the stain. Now every slow chord brings her name, and the dark keeps moving like it always knew. Black rain on velvet shoes, black rain falling soft and slow on the kind of man who never shows how much of him we're missing too. quiet room and a heart laid low. My steps fall soft on the midnight floor, like I walked this ache 1,000 times before. The guitar speaks with a patient flame, one long bend calling out her name, and the bass rolls deep through the dark red air like an old truth waiting there. I keep my posture, I keep my pace. Some kinds of laws still wear grace. Glass smoke and a slow goodbye tonight. Deep blue feeling under logo light. Calm voice steady, clean and strong, carrying what still lingers on. She left her trace in the velvet room. Now every long note brings her through, when the dark moves close like it always knew. Glass smoke and a slow goodbye. Upright bass with a heavy sway, locked to the pulse in a measured way. Kick stays round with a guarded weight. Snare falls firm like control fade. Roads lie low in the back of the sound. Sparse dark chords holding everything down. Hi-hat ticks with a careful hand, like time itself won't understand. I don't ask questions, I don't look back. I wear the night like a tailored black. Glass smoke and a slow goodbye tonight. Deep blue feeling under logo light. Calm voice steady, clean and strong, carrying what still lingers on. She left her trace in the velvet room. Now every long note brings her through, and the dark moves close like it always knew. Glass smoke and a slow goodbye. Oh, one slow line from the Senate string feels like lost with a silver ring. No wild scene, no raised voice, just a man and the weight of choice. If love turned cold, it kept its style. Now all I wear is a measured smile. Glass smoke and a slow goodbye tonight. Old flame drifting through the noir soft light. Littoral steady, restrained but sure, holding what won't find a cure. She took the wand, left the trace. Now every low chord keeps her shape, and the room leans in when the last notes move. Glass smoke and a slow goodbye. And a slow goodbye. Glass smoke fading, slow and thin, on the kind of man who keeps it in. No sudden fall, no wasted cry, just glass smoke and a slow goodbye.
Every room keeps a secret. Some just learn to keep it longer. Your bar carried another night's confession, hidden beneath the polish and the grain. A worn-out hat rested beside my glass, like it had nowhere left to travel. The dealer shuffled yesterday into tomorrow's hands. Funny how chance always dresses like destiny. The cards never lied, only the men holding them. The house always remembers every promise made too quickly, every truth sold too cheaply. You can leave the table, you can change your name, but somewhere the echo of your choices is still waiting for your footsteps. A woman laughed across the room, soft as velvet, sharp as broken crystal. She wore confidence, the way old cities wear rain. Without trying, our eyes met for less than a second, long enough to understand neither of us was looking to be rescued. Too expensive, when proving yourself costs more than being misunderstood. That's the night a man stops chasing victories and starts protecting his peace. Outside, the rain washed the streets clean. Inside, nothing needed cleaning except memory. The house always remembers, not who won, not who lost, only who stayed honest. After the lights grew dim, if fortune never shook my hand, I hope she found mine already occupied, holding a glass, a quiet song, and nothing I couldn't afford to lose. The last chair scraped the wooden floor, the last note hung in the air. Some places never ask you to come back, they simply wait, as though they knew you always would.
light on the last pour. Midnight settled on the floor. The room went still, the air stayed warm, like it knew a man could hide inside foam. My jacket folds on the back of the chair. Smoke moves slow through the amber air. The guitar sends one aching line and lays it gently across my mind. I speak in half tones, I move in grace. Some nights leave shadows you can't replace. Low light on the last pour tonight. Deep heart drifting in a soft gold light. Baritone steady, calm and sealed, holding back what I never yield. She left a trace in the quiet blue. Now every slow note carries through, and the dark stays close like it always knew. Low light on the last pour. A bright bass rose thick and slow, like a truth only late hours know. Kick stays deep with a rounded frame. Snare stands firm like a guarded name. Rolls rest low in the back of the sound. Soft dark chords keeping me down. Hi-hat breathes with a measured touch. Barely there, but it says enough. I don't call back, I don't undo. I let the silence speak what's true. Low light on the last pour tonight. Deep heart drifting in a soft gold light. Baritone steady, calm and sealed, holding back what I never yield. She left a trace in the quiet blue. Now every slow note carries through, and the dark stays close like it always knew. Low light on the last pour. One long bed from the center stream feels like loss with a silver sheen. No hard farewell, no falling glass, just a clean dark suit and a shadowed past. If love moved on, it left its stain. Now style stands tall where it once knew flame. Low light on the last pour tonight. Old smoke turning in the noir soft light. Deep voice, steady, restrained but strong, living with what lingers on. She took the warmth, left the hue. Now every low chord pulls me through, and the room leans in when the final notes fall. Low light on the last pour. Low light fading, slow and sure, on a man who still endures. No loud words, no open door, just low light on the last pour.
chandelier hum, soft goodbye. Dust and velvet glass and cut glove love. A half-closed blind, a silver tray, and the kind of night that never fades. I take the corner facing south, where good men learn to go without. That guitar draws one patient line across the grain of heart and time. No wasted words, no sudden move. I let the room decide the truth. The house still knows her steps tonight, down the marble, through the amber light. Every low note turns a lock on a door I thought had stopped. Deep voice steady, face composed, while the old flame walks these shadows close. And every wall gives back the proof. The house still knows her steps. The bass comes in like distant wheels, heavy enough to make it real. Kick holds firm at the center line, snare lands clean and right on time. Roads stay dark like gathered rain, a soft bruise underneath my name. Hi-hat marks that narrow thread between what's gone and what was said. I don't ask why, I don't accuse. Some hearts are built to take the bruise. The house still knows her steps tonight, down the marble, through the amber light. Every low note turns a lock on a door I thought had stopped. Deep voice steady, face composed, while the old flame walks these shadows close. And every wall gives back the proof. The house still knows her steps. One long bend from the lead guitar pulls the room back to where we are. No grand collapse, no bitter scene, just empty space where warmth had been. If time was kind, it kept its distance, but memory moves with perfect rhythm. The house still knows her steps tonight, past the mirrors and the candlelight. Every slow chord shakes the dust off the shape of broken trust. Volatile and low, controlled and sure, carrying what won't find a cure. And all this polished dark turns loose. The house still knows her steps. Glass shining, almost gone. Still the floor remembers every one of those soft heels and vanished breath. The house still knows her steps. The house still knows her steps.
Midnight keeps the better half of 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 every promise that didn't last. 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 Every promise Low red light on the bottle line, and a slow regret dressed sharp is mine. I take my time, I take my seat, let the room settle with the beat. The guitar drops one aching thread and pulls it through the things unsaid. I stay level, I stay still. Some hearts break without losing will. Midnight keeps the better half tonight. Of the fire, of the kiss, of the last warm light. Deep voice, steady, cool and warm, living on long after love is gone. She left her trace in the smoking glass. Now every slow chord brings it back, and the dark leans in like it always has. Midnight keeps the better half. The upright bass rolls close and low, like a truth only the late hours know. Kick comes round with a guarded weight, snare stays clean and never late. Roads lie dark in the corners wide, soft low chords where the doubt's still high. Hi-hat ticks like a quiet clock, counting what time never stopped. I don't go chasing, I don't explain. I wear the silence like evening rain. Midnight keeps the better half tonight. Of the fire, of the kiss, of the last warm light. Deep voice, steady, cool and warm, living on long after love is gone. She left her trace in the smoking glass. Now every slow chord brings it back, and the dark leans in like it always has. Midnight keeps the better half. One long bend from the center string feels like loss with a silver ring. No loud goodbye, no wild display, just a clean dark suit and a price to pay. If love was gold, it turned to blue. Now all that remains is the night and truth. Midnight keeps the better half tonight. Old flames drifting in the low gold light. Baritone steady, restrained but sure, holding what won't find a cure. She took the warmth, left the frame. Now every low line shapes her name, and the room falls still when the deep notes pass. Midnight keeps the better half. Midnight keeps what the daylight lacks. Midnight keeps what the daylight lacks. Midnight keeps what the daylight lacks. A slow blue heart and a soul dressed black. No sudden end, no aftermath. Midnight keeps the better half. Every chair becomes empty. The lucky ones, only after a long conversation. brass lamps while midnight buttoned up its coat. The bartender folded another white towel like he was putting the day to rest. Someone laughed at the end of the room, not loud, just enough to remind the silence it wasn't alone. I turned my glass without taking a drink. Some nights taste better when they're left untouched. The years never asked for permission. They arrive like slow songs, one note at a time. You can tell a man by the color of the empty chairs he leaves behind. Some remember arguments, some remember business. A rare few remember peace. If my name survived, let it travel the way good whiskey does, quietly leaving warmth long after the glass is gone. There was a tailor 3 streets from the river. He stitched every suit by hand. He said a jacket should never wear the man. It should remind him who he decided to be. I never forgot that, because people come apart exactly the way fabric does. One loose thread ignored for too long. With success, neither one stayed until closing time. Character did it, always ordered the cheapest drink, spoke the fewest words, and tipped before leaving. A slow guitar, an honest heartbeat, nothing else needs explaining. When my chair finally stands empty, don't place flowers on it. Sit down, order something strong. Listen until the room begins telling its own stories, because every life worth remembering leaves behind more than memories. It leaves behind a way of treating people who can offer nothing in return. Morning found the room exactly as it was. Only the shadows had learned to stand a little straighter.